Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're wondering what I have on my shoulder, this is a Mosko Moto R80 Reckless 80 version 3. If you're wondering what it's doing on my shoulder, because we're going to do a video on fit and placement on a KTM 790, but this could apply to any bike that you have. The reason I have it on my shoulder is I have designed a quick release system that I'm still developing on the way, but I just wanted to let you know about it because I think it's pretty slick. And the reason being is when I arrive at a motel or someplace where I want my bags with me, yes, I can pull the dry bags out of it and take it up to my room, but realistically, that's a lot of little different bags between the parts that are in the aux boxes and the other dry bags and the tank bag. It's a lot easier to just go clip, 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 and throw the whole thing on my shoulder like a Western horse rider. Just like a saddle. This is the design, it's a saddle design, so it's never more than about 45, 50 pounds, so I very easily just pop it on my shoulder and head up to the room, and everything comes with me at once. Tank bag in my hand, this on my shoulder, in my room I go. So let's get on to it, shall we? Okay, here we are with my 2020 KTM 790R adventure motorcycle and the Mosko Moto R80 bag system. Back here I own the pre-run moto plate. I love the product, and it has a lot of different lashing points built into it that I use for other purposes we'll go into on different videos. What I've noticed about the R80 is that it makes the most sense to have it as close to the center of the bike as possible, more forward. Having it way up here and heavily weighted like a top box or something introduces a lot of wobble. Heavy weight up top, stability is everything like that is decreased. So the smartest thing we can do in general in any bag system is lightweight, mass centralized, low, and forward. Duh, makes sense. Okay, so what I've done is I set the bag where I was going, felt best, sat on the bike, and moved around and until the point, and kept moving it forward until to the point that it was impeding with my riding or that I could feel it. Kicked it back a little bit, did a lot of rides here and there, and settled on what I've noticed is it wants to be with this particular bike, and this will change on the brand that you have, is that it wants to sit right where a pillion rider would sit, like a passenger, but the weight is down low. So it never gets back to this point, which leads to having a hard mount. Locating pin design doesn't really work in this particular setup. So I ended up with it sitting right about here. Now, this bag system has a 5-point lashing system. There's one on the right front, down by your foot, one on the left front, down by the left foot, and 3 across the back. They give you long lashing pieces to go, feed through whatever brand or mounting system you have and back. And it makes the most sense because they don't know what you ride and they're just giving you a general setup. Absolutely makes sense. However, if you have a bike with some kind of rear luggage plate and some frame down by your foot pegs, I will show you a design that I've come up with, and hopefully this will help you. So what I did is I found I got a pair of webbing buckles and did an 8-inch loop sewn onto the buckle, fed it through it back to itself. So it's not sewn onto the motorcycle, it's just a loop fed back to itself. I'll show you in a minute. And then zip tied it in place so if I don't have it mounted, it doesn't flop around again. And it stays tucked in behind this plate. So when it's time to get ready, I just, same thing that I did up above, I just took a loose section of male buckle and popped it on there. It's not doubled back through that second part because you don't want it to stay rigid. You want to have that move when you tighten it. It's just like on a little pulley. So when it's time to mount, I do the right hand side, pull it forward, the bag forward, clip, and it stays tucked in behind here, away from the swing arm moving up and down and away from my foot and my heel from banging into it. So it's tucked in there nicely. Then I do the other side. Now I've attached the right front by the foot, the left front by the foot. Then I come around to the back and I grab these two outer lashing pieces and I pull the whole harness back, and so it's pulled tight against the preset lengths that I have up front. I never adjust those. I just have them in the same spot every time. Pull this back where it's going to be, Then I take these three to my quick connects. 1, 2, 3. Grab the 2 outer ones and give it a little love pull. And then same here. Pull it in, double check, make sure the system is secure. Now I got this little bit of extra, just inches extra. Flip over the beaver tail. What I do here is I just pull up that slack that I had, and I do a once over through this little webbing loop here. I just do a once over and then jam it underneath this bag. So I just take up the slack, shove it under, take up the slack, shove it under. Same with this one, under. And I just let the Velcro kind of hold it. It's not that big of a deal. And there we are. It's in place. I have room for a Rotopax or whatever else I want. And I can adjust this system and move it around as needed. But let's see about let's time a quick release, shall we? Okay? Okay, I have a stopwatch here. We're going to pretend that I just rolled in, hopped off the bike, and we're going to take this off like I'm going to go up to a motel room. So we're going to start the timer. Ready, set, now. I get off the bike, I come around. First thing I do, give a little slack, give a little slack. Push the 2 buckles up, push the 2 buckles up. 1, 2, 3. Push the whole rack forward. Undo this one. Come over here. Undo this one. And I just grab the whole thing, put it on my shoulder, and hit stop. We're at 36 seconds, 0.26, and I wasn't really rushing. So I'm going to say literally under a minute when I'm tired. Thank you for watching.